Welcome to the shift. Yeah, we have a new program we're trying out at the hospital, and thanks for being the guinea pig. You're pre-med? Yeah, okay. I guess it's really only for the hardcore pre-meds, because we don't often have pre-meds shadowing at night. I will, I'm just thinking about how we want to do this. I feel like I'm a good first doctor to try this because, well, for a couple of reasons. But mainly, I don't take myself too seriously, and I'm gonna make sure you get a reasonably decent night's sleep. I know it's already late, and there's a few weird things about tonight that we'll go over. I mean, you're certainly welcome to stay all night if you'd like, but I will probably insist sooner rather than later that you get at least a reasonable night's sleep. Well, I think your development as a human being is far more important than kind of listening to me yammer on about stuff at night. Primarily because if you go through with medical school and residency, you'll get more than enough of this. Oh, right, so awkward part about this evening. The hospital's full, which means no new patients for me to bring you in to see and talk about. So the night will likely be loads of cross cover. Yeah, mostly just sitting at the desk and responding to pages, and sometimes nurses will just come into the workroom and ask me questions, and it's my job to kind of put out the fires that need putting out, or explaining why some decisions were made, if I can. All of these patients belong to somebody else. I'm pointing, I have my computer in front of me. The day teams take care of these patients. It's my responsibility to, frankly, put out fires, I guess. Somebody has questions, if someone has concerns. Could be the patients, it could be somebody on the floor, like nurses, medical assistants, whomever. I probably won't get many consults just because the hospital's full, and it's been full for a few days now. And consults that were called have been called. I mean, I suppose. Nah, probably not. But yeah, it's a reasonably big hospital, so I'm assuming cross cover will be a lot. If something doesn't make sense, like, stop me. I remember the first year of med school was just learning a different language, and and I just kind of take it for granted now, so I promise you're not bothering me. But yeah, none of these patients are, like, mine, if that makes sense. Like, it's my responsibility to make sure everything kind of goes smoothly overnight and nothing bad happens, and if something bad happens, it's kind of my job to take care of it. But usually, there's really no such thing as usually, I guess. I'll answer some pages, and if something bad happens, I gotta deal with it. But it's usually a lot of kind of explanations and trying to figure out what other doctors are thinking. Before the day team leaves, though, they give me something called sign out. they essentially take me through their list of patients and talk to me about things that I should be looking out for, or why they're there, just to give me a generalized overview of everything they're doing. If I need to look something up, we have our documentation, and I can go find it if I need it. But usually the big broad strokes, here's why they came in, here's what we're doing for it, and here's the plan. Usually more than enough. It's a lot of patience. Yeah, like dozens. Yeah, it's a lot of patience. But the plans are already in place, and we're already kind of pushing it through. So it sounds significantly more daunting than it is. Yeah. So I'm sure you've got other stuff to do as well. And I think this is going to be more of a work together in parallel, if that makes sense. Right? Because there's not a lot that I'm going to be able to show you as we're kind of going through this. But you'll be able to see how I kind of handle the discussions and kind of take care of whatever we need to take care of, if that makes sense. You'll see what I mean. Speak of the devil. Okay, so we have our first page. Potassium is a little bit low, but not a lot of it low. Let's see whose patient this is. Okay, so here we have, oh, interesting. Yeah, so we have a heart failure patient whose potassium came back at 3.8. Usually the heart failure people want the potassium at 4 or above. And I think that's why I got the page. But yeah, so they just started a medication. What time is it? Like 4 hours ago, that actually has you hold on to more potassium than you otherwise would. So actually, I'm not going to do anything about this, because the last thing I really want to do is really screw stuff up. But let's see what the potassium has looked like previously. All right, this patient's been here for 3 days. And oh, cool. Potassium has been between 3.7 and 3.9 the entirety of the hospital stay. And they just started spironolactone. Cool. And let's look through the H&P just to see if they mentioned anything about missing a few doses. And there we have it. Read out 3 days ago. Well, prior to the admission. So we're gonna, let's see if the nurse is on the chat here. Yeah, we just messaged the nurse back. Hey, got the page since off his med. I feel comfortable. Waiting for the next draw. In the morning, let me know you have additional concerns. And, nope, that's what I thought. Just wanted to let you know. Cool. Yeah, that's often how it will go. There's a lot of protocol on the floor, and a lot of the protocol that, frankly, I don't know. And some get really annoyed with the pages that we don't need to do anything about, but a lot of it is just protocol. And, I think conversation I've had with some of the nurses, not here, but, prior hospitals, is that, like, they know, but they're kind of handcuffed and they kind of have to. So I don't blame them for having to tell me stuff. And often, when they know that maybe they don't need to tell me stuff, they know, and they kind of already feel guilty because they think I'm asleep. I'm not. I promise I'm not asleep. And frankly, if you think about it, like, I would rather know than not know, because in the 1 in a million chance that it seems like I don't need to know, and that I do, it's better to know. Exactly, just in case. Okay. Sweet. All right. And that'll do it for that one. I know it's just wait for the next. Hey. Yeah, what's up? Heart rate of 37. Well, that's not that fast. Which patient is that? What room? Oh, okay. Let me look up here. Oh, that's Katie Storm's patient. Yeah, no, I have pre-med. Yeah. It's. I know. Overnight, it's a lot. Like, supposed to be the entire shift. Yeah. Insanity, I know. Absolutely not. No. Like, sleep is far more important than overhearing these discussions. Sorry, but you'll get enough of this later. Yeah. Oh, yeah, so this is Katie Storm's patient. Yeah, she told me about this lady. So, I guess the first question is, how much do you know about her? Other than she's 97 with a broken hip. Cool. So, this lady's funny. She plays pickleball 4 times a week in, like, a competitive senior league. 65 plus, and she's 97. Yeah. The days that she doesn't play pickleball, she either does yoga or kettlebell workouts. I know, it's crazy. Like, she's in better shape than we are. Yeah, I'm assuming she's asleep, right? Okay, yeah, she's asleep. She's, like, flat, so her heart doesn't really have to work that hard. And she's 97 and, like, cardiovascularly very fit. She's on no medications. Not sure how she's lived almost a century and has pulled that off, but good for her. Looks like she doesn't need anything based on her labs, so. Yeah, so there's a couple reasons that I'm not worried about the 37. I know she's not on, like, telemetry or anything, because I don't think she needs to be. But when she showed up with a broken hip, looks like 9 hours ago, her heart rate was at 84. Right, so she's obviously has, like, if her heart needs to beat faster because she's, like, in pain, then it will. But then, as you age and or as you get more cardiovascularly fit, then your heart doesn't beat that fast, right? Like, a 30-year-old marathoner will probably have a similar heart rate. But somebody who is dramatically out of shape or very young or both will have a faster heart rate. exactly. And she's... I was gonna say she's on not much by way of medication that'll slow everything down, but she has taken Tylenol. Yeah, so... no, she's actually, she's a funny lady. I actually went and met her. Yeah, she and my mom actually play in the same pickleball league. Yeah, come to find out. Listen, if my biggest problem at that age is a broken hip, then I'll take it. Yeah, she's NPO, and I think did Ortho say when they were gonna take her? I hope the lady's not just an add-on to be taken. Like, oh, let me look at the. See if I can log into the surgical suite schedule for you, just in case she wakes up and wants to know. Oh, she's scheduled at 9:30. Okay, perfect. Yeah, she'll be happy, I would imagine. I don't think they knew when she was going to be going. Just in case. Yeah, scheduled at 9:30, but sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But I would suggest to her, like, it'll be sooner rather than later. Yeah. I would imagine her blood pressure's still fine. Okay. Yeah, 95 over 61. Again, flat, asleep. 97 years old. Not a big deal. Yeah, when she came in, it was... God forbid, 126 over 82. Yeah. Let's see if she's been to her primary care doctor recently. Oh, it looks like 3 weeks ago. So what did that have to say? Blood pressure was 106 over 58. Heart rate was 46. Yeah. She's chilling. Yeah. That's a good question. I mean, I guess the only thing... Well, she's proven that she can have her heart beat faster by the way she came in. But I guess I'd be worried about like a 3rd-degree heart block if I just saw that number in a random patient. But for her, that seems to be normal. And would she even have symptoms if there was a 3rd-degree heart block? I don't know. I mean, I suppose if Ortho wants an EKG just to know, but they didn't mention it. Yeah, I mean, we can get one in the morning if we don't need to wake her up for it. It doesn't seem like it's pressing. Cool. Yeah, anything else? Sweet deal. Yeah, of course. Sometimes that's how that goes. No, I don't need to kind of document this. It's just kind of organizing it. I'll, and some of the important stuff, I'll write down that I did something if I have to change course. Or if something really bad happened, then I'll have to write a note and document it. But this is just kind of trying to get everybody on the same page in the treatment team. Overnight, it's a lot of make sure everything goes smoothly for the next day, I guess. Does that make sense? Yeah, just putting out little fires, that's all. Okay, let's see. Was there anybody that I really need to be worried about? Kind of no. I mean, if something awkward pops up, then it's kind of getting late, and I think that'll probably be as much learning as you need to do today. Yeah, I think this is plenty. Like, if the hospital wasn't full, I could bring it to, like, a patient encounter maybe, but like, nobody's gonna be discharged at like 11:30, you know. Yeah, and the hospital's full. The ER has like 6 people in it, and 4 of them are kids. Oh, poor kids. And you know, I don't take care of kids, so they'll go to different people if they have to go to people at all. Yeah, the ER will handle that. If they need pediatrics, there's a pediatrician here all the time. Yeah, there's a pediatrics floor, pediatric ICU. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. So they're in good hands. Don't worry about that. But those good hands are not mine. Yeah, they're not just tiny adults. They have their own physiology and all sorts of stuff that is not my cup of tea. Not only that, like, I don't know all that stuff, so yeah, better that somebody else takes care of it. But yeah, I think that's essentially how the entire night's gonna go. So, yeah, why don't you get some rest? Yeah, it'll always be open if you want to sign up again. I work a lot of nights, so if you get somebody, and I know most of the doctors that work nights, and they're pretty chill. Yeah, totally fine. Yeah, in fact, yeah, I would suggest that. I think it's more important for you to get a good night's sleep than to listen to me yammer on about all sorts of stuff that, if I remember my shadowing days, you'll probably forget soon. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, cool. It's great to meet you too. Yeah, have a good night.